Okay. So if we look at the total commission amount, is saying that for Sabrina, total commission that was paid under Sabrina is 88,706. The total commission that was paid for Ian is 255,081. And the total commission that was paid by, okay, just those two. You see, 88,000 for Sabrina and 255,000 for Ian. Okay. Now, that's not really a good enough way to understand, to judge that the team members of Sabrina, they received it in, it's not a good way to compare the two, because this person here, Ian may have more salespersons under him, more than what Sabrina has. Okay. Let's bring the number of salespersons as well as the number of commission. If we calculate number of salesperson on number of salesperson equals, we can do a count A of team list salesperson name. Count A is for counting text. And since the name is in text, we should be fine. Okay. So if I drag number of salesperson also here, just so we see how many salespeople are under each person. Let's see how that works. Okay, you see now, this Sabrina has only 12 salespeople under her, while Ian has more. So if we were gonna use total commission amounts to judge, that would not be fair. You see, because the first person has 12 salesperson working under their team, while this person has more than double, 37 persons. Okay. So if we are looking at just these two amounts, total amounts, it would seem like Ian did better than Sabrina, but that's not necessarily true, because salesperson under Sabrina is 12. So only 12 people achieved this, while 37 people achieved this. So when we now do the average gives us a better idea of the actual performance. That's where average comes in more handy than sum in this type of scenario. Okay, because then this commission amount was divided by 12 people to get this, while 255 got divided by 37 people. So using the average is a fair way to see that actually the amount Sabrina paid out for commission may look small, but because she's got a small team, they've actually performed a lot better, because her average commission amount paid out, average across the 12 people, is actually 72, while this one average across 37 people is actually 67. That's the reason, and it's just calculated by, instead of calling up sum for total, like if we were calculating for total, we just call up average as the function. Does that make for some better understanding?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, now I'll take those out, but that's really a very good question. If while you are presenting this to the powers that be, and they want to understand more around how did you get average for this person? How come Sabrina, in case they have a rough mental note of how small Sabrina's team is, and her own team is getting that much for average commission, one can easily, show further information, using those examples. So I'll take that out, and I'll take which one should not be there. I think it's just the average, the total number of people. The rest is necessary to be there. We don't need total, do we? No, it's just average that was asked for this question. Okay. So we have that, we have that, we have that. The only thing that I said we will need to all discuss and find a way around is this one. How are we going to show what this question is asking us to show? It says that we should show a chart showing the most profitable day of the week. How do we intend to show the most? And that question is wrong, actually. It should be the most profitable day of the month, except we want to do it for each week, week 1, week 2, week 3. For week 1, which day was the most profitable day? For week 2, which day was most profitable? So if we want to do it on a weekly basis, we'll need to maybe put in a chart, and condition it to change, to bring only the maximum for that particular week. What I mean is this. So let me not create another chart. If I come here, so we have, this is just showing us profits by date or by day, or daily profit actually. This is better titled as daily profit. So if we call it daily profit, well, they will see that we put the profit by date. Okay. And we can put that in the middle. So we go back into here under general, still the title. If I scroll down, we put that in the middle, and let's use Arial for consistency. And we can reduce that. We can bolden it if we want. Okay. So daily profit is showing, but maybe we need, for real life scenario, if we want something that's reporting to us every week, say this week by Friday, if business closes on Friday. So by Friday, 5 p.m. or so, we want to know which day was the most profitable, or by day. So by Monday, by Tuesday, between Monday and Tuesday, which is most profitable. So every day that is changing. It depends on how we think this through, but if I bring maybe a card visual here, you see, and we put the profit, we put profit here. This is profit. So this is the total profit. Am I using the right profits? Yes. So this is the total profit, but we want the maximum, the highest, for the week. Let's try and see if we can even get the maximum for the, so I don't want this to summarize. Show value as no calculation, percentage of grand total. I want it to give us the maximum profit. Okay, maybe I need to create another, because I'm looking at, right-clicking here to see if I can show the value as maybe maximum or minimum. Some of the visuals give you that chance to be able to, if I right click on this visual, show value as no calculation percentage of total. If I click on this, it's the same thing. Normally, it would give you different options that you can change the calculation to. Maybe I just want to see the minimum, the maximum, you know. So in that case, I'm going to create a new measure. And this time, I want to say the highest profit. Highest profit. And to find the highest profit, I'm going to use the maximum function, max. So maximum, and it's asking for which of the columns do I want maximum for. The profit column is in the sales order. So I start to type sales order and I look for the profit, total profit, and I'm telling it to bring the maximum total profit. Okay, so if I click on that, so we have the highest profit now. I'm going to remove the profit I put here and put the highest profit. And let's see how that works out. I've not asked you what you think the solution should be. So it's giving me 18.887 thousand. If I remove this unit and bring the actual number. So this was the highest. 18,865 is what it's calling the highest profit. But the highest profit I have here is 529,560, 526,650. So how has it gotten this? If we go into the actual sales table and look at the total profit. So if we sort it descending so that we see the highest. Now the highest number I see here on the 22nd of January is 18,865. That's the highest for the day. Okay. So then we start to ask questions like, where is this getting this from, these numbers from? Is it that on the 9th of 28th, on the 9th of January, maybe we have more than one entry. So this is how you'll be doing detective work. So if I go into 9th of January and see how many entries, okay, that would explain it. You see, the calculation I've done, this maximum one has gone on to look for entry for just one order and brought the maximum for just one order. While this daily one has summed up every order that's made in one day. For example, this is the order for 9th of January, you see, and we have one that is 17,894, 16,507. So everything we see here that is on 9th of January, the total profit, which is a lot of rows there, you see, that's what has been summed up to give us this particular date, okay? But this one has gone into the table to just look for, let me unfilter that date. To just look for one single entry, you know, and it's just gone on to pick up just one single entry, which was for 22nd of January. But that's not what we have been asked to do. We've not been asked to look for the highest profit for one order, for each order, but for each day. Okay, so which means this particular highest daily profit, we'll change this our, what's it called now? We'll change this calculation, this measure, to highest daily profit, not just highest profit, highest daily profit. And we are telling it to calculate max number. I'm not sure I'm going to get this without consulting chart, but let's try. So I'm going to say that calculate maximum sales. So we are using calculate because there is a condition to it. I don't want you to give me highest profits for or in terms of the orders that are generated, or in terms of every order for every day. So highest profits, highest profits made in a day within a week is what we are asking for. Okay, so when I get to this type of point and I don't want to fluff around, what I normally do is I just, ask chat, how do I coin this particular DAX expression that I'm trying to get? Okay, and I'm gonna go into it now. So and get it sorted. I'll stop share for a second and bring my chart up. Okay, actually have it open. So I'm going to share again. And I'll go into new chart. And I'm saying that I have a month's worth of data. I have a profits column. I am trying to calculate highest profits highest daily profit within a week using DAX. Okay. So I'm trying to calculate highest daily profit within a week using DAX. Where did this one now come from? Okay, how do I do this? Okay. So let's see how this is gonna come up for us. Okay. Your date table should have a date column, week number. So we are going to need week number. Okay. I'm not sure we have week number in our date table, but we'll see. A week number column can be week num or ISO week, depending on your logic. So DAX week number equals week num dates. Okay. Assuming your table with profits is called sales, and your date column is sales date. Okay. Assuming your table with profit data is the sales, and your date column is the sales date. Highest daily profit in week. Maximum daily equals, never mind what this is. I'm just trying to understand what it's saying. Okay. It's saying that we should create a variable called max daily. and that is equals to max X of values in sales date, total profit, or some sales profit. If you do not have a measure, we have a measure for profit, return max daily. Let me see if I copy this and adapt it to, okay, it says value sales date, get the list of unique dates in the current filter context, e.g. for the current week. Max X iterates through each day in that week and picks the maximum profit. Total profit can be a measure. Okay. So in our own case, we don't have sales date. What do we have in our date? Let me see what we have in our sales dates table. Then we'll decide if we are going to adopt this or not. In the date table, we didn't do week number. I don't think so. Oh, we have week number. That's good. Okay. Okay, this is good, but how come week number is up to 20? Okay, because our date table is quite longer than a month. Fair enough. Okay. And in the sales order, we have the dates. We have the sales dates. Yes, we have a date of sales. Okay, now let's bring this together with what's, so assume your table with profits is called this and this. Highest daily profit in a week equals max daily, max value sales date. I'm going to copy this and see how it works for us. If it doesn't work, we'll look for another way to do it. Okay. In our case, we'll use date of sale for the date sales date. Okay. I'm going to take this out, Control V. Okay. So highest daily profit in a week, var maximum daily equals max X. So we are going to put this as the dates in our sales table, sales order, date of sale. Okay. Total profits. Do we have to, is that what we call, we call that as profits. So I'll put profit as the measure here. So profits. Okay. And saying arguments okay, no, that was from the previous. So let's see what this is. Okay, now we have what we need. Okay, so this is how we can always leverage on AI to make life easy. Most of these codes that normally once upon a time you would need to actually, really search your brain to look for it, and you could be there till tomorrow trying to work out, which is good because in a way it sharpens your brain. Then you really, really know what you're doing. But the brain is gone lazy now because I know I can always type what I need to do. The good part is I become lazy brain-wise in really thinking this particular solution. The good thing is I save time and I can, use that time for other things. So it depends on how we want to see it. Okay. Now let me explain what this formula is saying. We're saying we need to produce highest daily profit in a week. Okay. So this variable is called maximum daily. Okay. And it's using the function, you know how I used max before? There's something we also call max X. It's also a function like sum, average, maximum, minimum. Okay. But in this case, maximum X. The X at the end of it is is a kind of, we call it iteration. So it goes, when you have an extra X in your form, in your function, it will just go into each row. You are telling it to go into each row, you know, and either sum up or find the maximum or find, we have sum X as well. We have a mean X, count X, you see. That is you telling it, go into each row and perform this function rather than sum up the whole table. I need you to go search through each of the rows before you find me this. And what it has done is it has gone through each of the rows and summed up all the sales, then found the day where we have the highest sale, you know, within, in this case, within the whole month, to be honest. You know, we can't necessarily do for each week because you will do weekly. Okay, for the first week, this is the one. If we then put a function in the filter, we can say for next week, bring me the highest, you know, so for each current week ongoing, you know, always drop the last week's one and bring me the new week for this week. We can always put that as a function in within the filter that we saw last week. Okay. No, I don't want this to be opened. So sometimes I don't bother my head to really read through. As long as it works for me, it works for me. Okay. But I've not introduced you to the concept of using variable yet. Okay. And the good or benefit of variable is that if I need to use this particular maximum daily in another function, all I will just call is, I'll just put the name maximum daily, and it will bring all of these values function to. So it's like instead of me repeating this formula, I've given this particular formula here a name, and the name is maximum daily. So if I need it in another function, I'll just type maximum daily without needing to write all of these equal to max X value, blah, 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 blah. That's the importance of variables. So apologies, I'm dropping that on you now, but it's necessary for what we are trying to showcase. But what I want us to do more of with our DAX function is the simple ones, okay? Like the ones we've seen before, where you are summing up everything, finding the average, counting the rows. You know, if we build muscle well and really get strong doing those, then we can now start thinking of extending it to, I think we've done a bit of calculate as well, that we are starting to build muscle. Then we can gradually start looking at, you know, creating things like this, you know. But like I said, this shouldn't scare us away. You saw the way I just went into chat and typed what I needed, and it gave me. I copied, pasted it here, and put the actual name of my own column. Okay, what my own column stands for in my own data. I just slot it in and it worked. And if it had not worked, I'll just go back to it as it didn't work. I'll re-explain to it, and at the end of the day, I will get what I need. You know, either this or Copilot, they always work for me. Okay, so this shows us the daily profits, you know, but this shows us the highest profit this is showing it for the first week. Like I said, if we want it to always change for every week, while I'm clicking on here, we can come and filter, you know, and say, and put a date there. Where's the date? The dates. Yeah, maybe from the dates table or from your sales order under filter on this visual. I can say I need it to do relative dates, and I can tell it that I want this to be is in this day, in this week. You see, If I apply that, it will, because this week is 2025 and our data is 2018, 2018 or so. Yeah, 2018. That's why this has gone blank, because this data is not showing us anything for this week. But had it been we are looking at this for 2025, it will bring this the highest profit for this week. And the beauty of that is for next week, because you have put this as this week, for next week, you won't need to come back here and be changing it. So every week is this week, as long as this particular filtering is concerned. So you just see that this value will be changing automatically, according to the week that you are in. And if you wanted it to be for in the last 1 week, you see, in the last 1 week or 2 weeks or 4 weeks or whatever, you will just put whatever you want there and apply it. Okay, that's how we would have conditioned that. So who knows, maybe the sales people, they need to see every week, they need to see the highest profit that is being made, or if there's a weekly meeting that is being attended to and that needs to be showcased easily, they can see it for every week that they come in, and you wouldn't need to repeat this for every week, because that you have already done that by doing it the way that I've explained. Okay, I just want to remove the decimal place there and put the comma separator so that it's easily readable. So we can see that that is 529,000, and what have you. So I think that answers that question of chart showing the most profitable day of the week. Okay, which we've shown the highest profit, not the day. You see, again, it's good to interpret right. So we need to see the most profitable day of that week. This particular day falls on the 9th of April. Okay, so how do we now bring that date? I think it's all right to have this, but maybe on top to actually have the day as well. Okay, so you will pardon me that I'm lazy, that's wise. I need to show the most profitable day of the week. How do I do this? Something I saw earlier today about AI and how everyone say AI will take your job, blah, 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 blah. Somebody said something that's actually important that I think I wasn't thinking in that line before. He said something around, it's not AI that will take people's job. It's people that decided to learn how to use it to leverage their work that will take the job of those that are not, making the effort. Okay, and that sort of told me something. Okay, so let's jump on the train of, oh my day. All right. So most profitable day of the week, weekday table summarizes weekday name, date. I don't have weekday name. So we'll need to put weekday name in our date table. Profit amount, total profit, maximum profit, filter and weekday table. So there's quite a few things that needs to be done here, okay? Because it says the day of the week, okay? We have the week number, but we don't have the week name, the weekday name, okay? I have the week number. I solve this? Okay. So let's see. So it says if your date table is called date and has a column date, week number Monday equals 1, Sunday equals 7. Okay. So how do we put this in? Weekday number equals weekday day 2. So 2 means Monday equals 1, Tuesday equals 2. So what's the weekday name then? Okay. So we need to format week, format dates as DD 4Ds. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. So let's go and put that in our date table. I am aware that our time is getting quickly spent. Okay. So if I go into the dates table, if we come here and we have a year for month, we have the format week, day, we have the day name. Actually have the day name as well in the dates. What am I saying? I'm looking at the wrong dates table. Okay, so there's a particular day. I'm looking for a way where I can do this without needing to use like an easy way that I can do this without needing to use all of those formulas. Let's see how that can be achieved without complicating things. So if I bring another card here and I put these here, the day name, okay, Friday. Which Friday has it brought? Is ninth first day name? Okay, it's just chosen the first day name. So if I now decide to filter this, I want this visual filtered based on this highest day profit of the week. Okay. So if I drag this highest day profit of the week in, how would that work? Is less than, is equal to show item when the value contains, no, that's not what I want. How about I drag day name to a card visual and filter on highest profit. Highest daily profit. Hurry up, people. Just experimenting to see if I can create the measure. I've created this measure already. You will need a measure, only the name of the most. Yes, that measure we have created already. Add a card visual, put the measure most profitable day in values. Most profit in value, the card will show just one day. Oh, okay. Add a card visual, put the measure most profitable day in values. We've not created most profitable day yet. So most profitable day. Okay, let me copy this. Control C that. Most profitable day. So our own date table is week, no week, month number, quarter, week number. We do have I saw a date, a day, date. No, I saw a day in the, I'm using the wrong dates table then. Dates, no. I want the date table that has, I'm going to make us go off now and we'll continue this tomorrow. But I'll carry on with it then. I'll bring the end product of it tomorrow, if that's all right by us. So I've created too many date tables. So yeah, is this one that I need? I'm hoping it's the one I've been using, because that one has day name. That's it. This is the, what's it called that I need? So date table.
What about the one that you hid somewhere? Where's that one at? How
They're
can
out,
we retrieve that?
they're
I
out
want
there.
to,
We
yeah,
can
if one
unhide.
wants to retrieve, yeah.
Yeah, we can unhide it. Just okay. I see. I hit the wrong one, and I'm using the okay. All of them are there. We will just. I'll show you how to unhide it in a second. Okay. So date table, day name. Why is it not bringing it then? So if we go in the reports, in the table view, all of them are here. All the different tables created. The ones I hit are the ones that have this I with a slash to them. Those are the hidden ones. Can you see those now?
Yes.
So if you want to unhide any one of them, that's where to unhide them. So date table. Anyway, let's call it a night. We've spent quite a bit of time. Okay, I see. Dates table. Nice dates table. Yeah. Now, which of the dates table? You see why it's not good to have too many things that are the same. Which of them is the right one for me? I'll go back here. Let me stop.